morning, my lovelies, and welcome to another daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. Hope you're all well. It is Monday the 20th of March. Today is Ostara and it is day 29, I do believe. What can I say? Last week's videos were horrendous and I do apologise for that. Last week I struggled immensely. Why, I don't know. I struggled to keep up with my jobs. I struggled to keep up with me. I was just constantly tired, worn out, and I just was not feeling the love. I don't think I was just in the right place or the right frame of mind last week. And then to top it all, I came out with a cold again, sort of Saturday afternoon. And it showed in my video. It showed how badly I'd put it all together. And I can only apologise for that. Which brings us nicely onto a little something I want to talk about. At the beginning of the year, my mantra for the year was to go with the flow, keep it simple and go with the flow. Mainly because we are always 2 or 3 steps ahead of ourselves. We live in a very, very fast-paced world, where everything had to be done by yesterday. They want it, now. People moan, people complain, and they're not happy with life. And my mantra this year was to take it easy, go with the flow and keep it simple. But we're in March now, and what I'm finding is I'm not going with the flow and I'm not keeping it simple. And this is having an effect, because I am trying to get everything done within that day, all my jobs done, whether they be at home or at work. And if for whatever reason I don't manage to get a job done that's on the list, or I don't get any jobs done at all on the list, I get very annoyed with myself. And I think, you can't do this. You're no good at it. You can't even do simple jobs. But it's not that. It's not that I can't do it. I can do it. But when you're trying to get on with a job and you've got 3 or 4 people pulling you in different directions, wanting your time and attention, something has to give, something has to go. And to be honest with you, it's not great on the old mental health, is it? It's not great on the physical health either, because you're trying to burn the candle at both ends. You're trying to complete jobs that you should have done yesterday, complete jobs that you should have done today, and then try and complete jobs that you've got to do tomorrow to try and catch up with yourself. Am I making sense? So this week I thought we would have a look at our fast-paced lives and how we can try and keep it simple and calm and get stuff done without having to give up things, or without having to put people on hold. No, we can't always be in 4 different places at the same time, and I will put my hands up and say that before any of you shout at me. You can't do it. And yes, sometimes you have to say, I'm sorry, I can't do that today, I've got too much on, or sorry, I can't have a meeting with you today, we're going to have to do it tomorrow, I've got too much on. So hopefully this week that's what we're going to have a look at. Also this week I'm going to start putting my daily step count back up, because I didn't do it last week because it was all over the place. And also my weight loss program, which, yes, last week was absolutely atrocious, but somehow I managed to lose £1. So I'm now back down to 13 stone 11. I don't get it, I don't understand it, but hey ho. So lovelies, have a good week, be kind to yourselves, and catch you all up in the next episode. Hello my lovelies, all out of breath, and welcome to another daily dose of Mind, Body and Soul Sunday vlogging. Today is Tuesday the 21st of March. We have a new moon in Pisces and it's day 30. I'm beginning to feel like a Star Trek vlog. This week I thought we would have a look at what I'm calling life in the fast lane. We're having a look at how our lives affect our mental health, our spiritual health and our physical health by the way it's run by us and for us. So our lives are very, very fast paced in the 21st century. It's all buy, sell, go. We have fast news, fast internet, fast food, fast cars, you name it. If it can be there by same day delivery, it'll be there. But what does it have on our mental health and our physical health and our spiritual health? Well, according to studies, it's not very good. 50 years ago, life was not like that. Life was at a slower pace. You know, it was, you know, you had a job, it was a 9 to 5. You either worked in a factory or you worked in an office, nothing too strenuous. You left bang on 5 o'clock and that were it, you know. You bought what was readily available for the season, and your week revolved around the husband went to work, the wife stayed at home and looked after the home and the children, and the weekends were spent as family time. But since then it has changed an awful lot, and it's very much on the go 24/7. The average family these days, you know, they get up, they sort the house out, they sort the kids out, they get them dressed, their lunch is packed, they're given their breakfast, they're packed off to school or the childminder or wherever it is they go. The parents then go to work, and as soon as they get there, it's people vying for your attention. You know, they want this job done by yesterday, this should have been done today, don't do that, start that, why haven't you finished that? It's constant on the go. Gone are the days where you did a 9 to 5 job. We now work Sundays. Sundays was never heard of for working unless you were what I call public sector, which is, you know, doctors and nurses and ambulance drivers and people like that. But you never worked on a Sunday. Never. Now we work all the hours God sends. We work night shifts. We work weekends. You know, you may be contracted to do a 9-5, but I guarantee you a pound to a pinch of salt, if you do a 9-5, you won't be going home at 5 o'clock, because there'll always be something else I'll keep you there for. Then you go home, you pick the kids up, you get them fed. Then you spend the evening catching up with jobs that you've not had time to do because you've been at work. And by the time the kids have gone to bed, you're that shattered, you're falling asleep in the chair before your own bedtime. And this is what it's like Monday to Friday. Then the weekend comes along, and if you're lucky enough not to work a weekend, what do? Well, you spend Saturday catching up on the stuff you didn't have a chance to do in the week because you're at work and you've got other things to do. So it's all the washing and the cooking and the ironing and the housework and the shopping and paying the bills. And then you think, oh, can't be bothered to cook. Oh, let's have a takeaway. It'll be here in half an hour. Fast food. And the only day you've sort of got left is a Sunday. But what do you do on a Sunday? Nothing. Because you're too buggered to do anything else, because you've spent all week chasing your tail and going to work. And this is what it's like. And then you do this day in, day out. Occasionally you'll have a holiday. I mean, Christmas and Easter's not like it used to be anymore, is it? So occasionally you'll have a holiday. And it's a constant vicious circle. And you're like this little hamster. He goes round and round and round and round on his little wheel. He doesn't get anywhere. He just runs like Billy-O on this wheel, and eventually he falls off because he's tired. And that's what happens to us humans. We eventually fall off. And we fall off for many reasons. Mostly it's down to ill health, whether that be physical or mental, due to the fact that we live this really, really fast life. In my opinion, and it's my opinion, I don't think us humans are still designed to live this kind of fast-paced life that we've either adopted or it's been forced on us. We are still, as I call it, living the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. You know, where you got up when it was light, you worked your farm, and you went to bed when it was dark. None of this, let's work 24 hours a day, let's do 4 12-hour shifts back to back. No. You did a bit of hunting, you did a bit of gathering, you worked your farm, you got up when it was light, you went to bed when it was dark, and you ate when you were hungry. It's not like that these days now, is it? Like I say, it's all buy, 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 sell, 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 go, go, go. And it doesn't do us as a species any good, I don't think, because they say years of evolution, we haven't caught up with it yet. It's one of them things, you know, you either and the other thing as well is you spend all those years. I've known people, especially in past jobs, who I've befriended, you know, and as I call them, the old boys, the old guards, and you know they're coming up for retirement, and you're like, oh, I'll be bored of it, but no, you won't, you'll find plenty of things to do. 2 weeks later, oh, have you heard of so and so? No. Oh, he passed away. He'd only been in retirement for 2 weeks. He spent all his life working and living this fast life, that when he retired his body didn't know what to do, so it just gave up, because it wasn't equipped for sitting about, because he'd have pushed it to its limit. That's what fast living does for you. That's what, you know, trying to live the dream, shall we say, is we always say at work, oh, how are you? I'm fine, living the dream as always. That's what living the dream tries to do for you, because you want more all the time, because you're being dangled this carrot of opportunity and wealth and possessions that you push yourself and you push yourself, and eventually your body can't cope with it. So tomorrow, lovelies, I think we'll have a look at the side effects of fast living, what it does to our mental health and what it does to our physical health. Take good sweets. So have a good week, lovelies, and I'll see you in the next one. Sending much love. Well, good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to another daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. I hope you're all well. So this week we've been looking at life in the fast lane, how our fast-paced life affects us as humans. Now, as I've said this week, I personally don't think us humans are designed to live in such a fast-paced life. We're more designed to be a slower life, a more self-sufficient hunter-gathering life. We're not designed for the stresses and the strains that come with modern day living. Yes, as humans we can adapt, and we've adapted for millennia. You know, we can adapt to the situation or any situation that we're put in, because that's the beauty of us, we learn. But our bodies and our minds cannot cope with the kind of stress that life throws at us. For instance, it's very detrimental on our health, our physical health. You know, you burn the candle at both ends and you're wearing yourself out. You're not charging your battery, you know, not recharging your battery, so you're susceptible to picking up anything cold, flus, anything. On top of that, in order to get the stuff done you need to for the day, you forfeit things like break times and lunch times. Think, oh, I'll survive on a couple of biscuits and a cup of tea. No, it doesn't work like that. You're not eating properly. So therefore, if you're not eating properly, your body's not getting the nourishment it needs. And again, that will make your health suffer. On top of that, you're not getting enough sleep, because when you go to bed at night, your head's racing around at 90 miles an hour thinking, what have I got to get done tomorrow when I go to work? What's happening here? What am I doing tomorrow? What didn't I do today? Can I do that tomorrow? So you're keeping yourself awake, trying to think of the things you're supposed to be doing and the things that you haven't done. So you're not sleeping properly. That is just what it does to your body, to your mind. And believe me, I know I keep banging on about this, but I've been there. Your mental health is one of the first things that will suffer, because our little brains are not designed to put up with that kind of stimulus. It's not. You're there, you've got 3 jobs, you're thinking 3 jobs ahead of yourself. Where have I got to be this afternoon? What am I doing when I get home? What's happening at work? And it gathers up and it gathers up, and your brain will just go, do you know what, I've had enough, and it'll blow a fuse. Total shutdown. It's like my daughter says, it's like Windows 8 when it's having a malfunction. Dun, nope, we're shutting down, we're not doing it. We're not designed to take on this kind of stress, this kind of fast-paced living. Our brain is not designed to cope with it, and because of the fast-paced living that's going on in the world, because it ain't slowing down, lovelies, it's getting faster, there is a big increase in mental health issues. Now, during COVID, when we all had to have a stay indoors session, people struggled with that because they were used to being out, they were used to doing things, they were used to living a fast-paced life. I have to be here, I have to be there. and then it stops and you have to stay indoors, and you have your garden, an hour's exercise and the four walls of your house to deal with. And it drove people mad because they were bored, because they got nothing to do, because they weren't used to entertaining themselves, finding things to do. They were used to like running around like idiots, doing meaningless tasks. Me, I didn't get a chance to have any lockdown because at the time I was working in catering and we were needed. But the flip side was that there weren't people indoors. You know, there were people indoors, not many people outdoors. It was quiet, it was a slower pace, and I loved it. I loved the fact that it was a slower pace. I could do what I wanted in my own time. And I think that's half the problem with this world. We're governed by a clock, we're governed by a company, we're governed by a government, and we're told what to do. We're told how to live, we're told what to eat. When we're left to our own devices, we can't cope with it. We're not designed to do it, we're designed to live this very fast-paced life. It's time to slow down, lovelies. You'll burn yourselves out. So, lovelies, take care of yourselves. Have a good week. See you in the next one. Much love. Well, good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to another daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. I hope you're all well. It is Thursday the 23rd of March and it is day 32. And this week we've been looking at how living a fast life, a fast-paced life, affects us as humans. And we covered the various ways of what a fast life is and how it affects us as a human. And what it can do to us. So I thought we could have a look at ways that we could try and buffer the effect, because sometimes trying to walk away from a problem doesn't always work. Falling short of shutting yourself in a log cabin in the middle of nowhere and having no contact with people or the outside world, there are a few things we can do to try and live a pace that's a lot more better for us as a person. Learning to slow down, learning to just do one job at a time. Doesn't matter how long it takes, just do that one job at a time, and then when you've done that job, moved on. Don't take on 3 or 4 jobs all at once, because you're just overloading your system and getting yourself in a panic, because then you can't do the jobs you're trying to do. You're just doing a half-hearted job. Toxic friends are another one. Yeah, okay, they may be your friends, but are they really? If they're making snipey comments and passing judgment and just being general arseholes, you know, you don't really need them in your life. Get rid of them. Work is very much a problem. A lot of companies expect a lot of time and a lot of effort out of their employees in the hours that they've got on a small amount of pay, and sometimes it just does not work. You cannot go into a job and have 4 or 5 people picking at you. going, we need this doing, we need that doing, we need the other doing. It doesn't work like that, honestly, it doesn't. And this is why it makes people ill. You need to come and address the situation. You need to tell them that you're not happy. You're not happy with being dumped on. You're not happy with people having a pop at you. You're not happy about the way you feel like you're being treated, and speak to your manager about it. And if your manager is not forthcoming, maybe go a little higher. But if that's going to cause you more grief and hassle, find another job. Find another job that's going to make you a lot more happier than what you are there. I know it's difficult, because believe me, I've been there. But you can't live your life or your work life in that kind of state, because it's not going to do you any good. It's just going to make you really ill. You need to slow, in the words of Simon and Garfunkel, slow down, you're going too fast, you've got to make the morning last. Just slow down, just be. There's no rush. The washing up will still be there when you get back. The dust will still be settled. It's not going to go anywhere. Just don't, just slow down. Just be you. And if you feel as though your body and your mind is not complying with you trying to help it, then maybe you might need to go to the doctors and have a chat with your doctor and see if they can help. But yeah, it's all about slowing down. Nobody else is rushing, so why should you? Why should you run around like headless chicken, making yourself ill for other people when they wouldn't do it for you? That's my motto now. So yeah, it's about slowing down, it's about taking time, it's about doing one job at a time, it's about speaking to your manager about your job, and if they're not happy, find another job. Just dump them in it, find another job. Find a job that will make you happy, both mentally, spiritually and physically, because believe me, it'll be worth it in the long run. I know it's all very conflicting and all very confusing, but you have to think of you in times like this. You have to think of yourself, never mind anybody else, never mind about what's happening tomorrow or next week. You have to think about you and what's going on now, and trying to get you sorted out. So lovelies, have a good week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Much love. Well, hello my lovelies, and welcome to another daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. I hope you're all well. It is Friday the 25th of, is it the 25th? No, it's the 24th. It's Friday the 24th of March. And I'm not even sure what day it is on the tracker, to be honest with you. I'm so confused this week. So this week we've been looking at how living a modern day fast-paced life, how it affects us as human beings. We looked at the ways in which our fast-paced life affects us. We've looked at how it affects our health, how it affects our mental health, and then when I finished the video the other day, I realised that we didn't do the spiritual side of things. So I think we'll just have a quick look at how it affects the spiritual side of things. I think, well, for me anyway, when you've got so much stuff going on around you and so much stuff bombarding you and people wanting your time and your energy and you as a person, the energy that swirls around all this taking and wanting and grabbing and fast-paced living, it's a beast of its own, it really is. And it does affect the spiritual side of things. People have found it, and I've found it, difficult to connect. So, you know, we're finding it difficult to connect with Gaia, Mother Earth. We find it difficult to connect with nature. We find it difficult to ground. So, you know, if you do your grounding with your bare feet, you find it really difficult to ground. People find that their intuition is not working properly. I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's a bit of a joke. You know, their chakras are not aligned. But you know what I mean. You know, your chakras aren't with it. And it's just a really out of sorts kind of energy that comes with it. And people find it very, very difficult to connect with anything or release anything, because it's chaos, basically. That's what it is. It's a chaotic energy. It's a chaotic energy that stops you from doing things or connecting with things. Be right back. Okay, what were we saying? Oh yeah, it's a not kinetic. It's a chaotic energy that swirls round us constantly, and people sort of dip in and out, take what they want, what they need, dump more chaotic energy on us, and it leaves us in a state where our spiritual side is so bamboozled by what's going on with the outside world that it can't connect to anything. Think of it like the modem in your computer, you know, when you're trying to connect to the internet and the internet's playing up and it keeps going down and your computer's trying to connect to it and it's going, nope, can't have that, we're not doing that, that's not happening. That's what our spiritual side is like. It struggles to connect with grounding, with meditation, with good energy, because of the chaoticness that's going on in our life. And I think in order for us to calm that energy and unpick the knots that it's caused, we need to step out. We need to step out and step away, whatever it is that's causing that bad energy, that chaotic energy. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's better to do it sooner rather than leave it till later, because if you leave it till later, that is when it becomes a problem. So yeah, in order to keep a good balance between what goes on in that outside world and what goes on within us, we need to dip out, step away from the chaos that the world gives us, and we need to connect with our inner self and the universe. So lovelies, we're nearly at the end of the week, nearly at the end of another week. So look after yourselves today, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Sending you much love. Well, hello my lovelies, and welcome to your daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. I hope you're all well. It is Saturday the 25th of March, and I'm not even sure what day of the week it is, what it is on the counter. I've completely lost track of it. So this week we've been looking at life in the fast lane. We've been looking at how a fast-paced life, a modern day fast-paced life, affects our health, our physical health, our mental health and our spiritual health. Well, we had a look at all the causes that come with living a fast-paced life, of burning the candles both ends, of doing double shifts, of letting people walk all over you, treat you as they will. Then we looked at what the effects were on our health. We looked at our physical health and the effects it had on our mental health. Then we looked at ways in which we could try and help ourselves to combat it, to try and not be so much in the firing line. What are you doing to me? Are you finished? And then we looked at the spiritual side of things and how it affects our spiritual health. I think, to be honest with you, we spent many years living a fast-paced life, and then when COVID came and we were all under house arrest and banned from going anywhere other than essential shopping and stuck to our houses. Come this way and wait. Good girl, wait. We realised that, yeah, we can slow down. We don't have to be in such a rush to get anything done. We can slow down. When we slowly came back out to the outside world, I think it was a bit of a shock to the system, because we'd sort of gone from spending however long it was in lockdown to going back to work, and and life sort of carrying on, expecting it to carry on the way it went through before COVID, and I think it became quite a shock to the system for some people. But me, as I'm getting older, I am increasingly finding that I don't rush for nobody anymore. I know what I have to do during the day. I know what jobs need to be done, and I know what things need to be done. So I'll do them, and I'll do them not in a leisurely manner, but they'll get done. But I don't offer my services out like I used to. I'll come and cover the weekends. I certainly don't work weekends anymore. I now am finding that I am wanting a quieter, less fast-paced life than it was 8-9 months ago. And I think we could all benefit from a less fast-paced life. We could all benefit with slowing down and taking the time to enjoy life, because you work all your life, you raise a family, you pay your bills, you do what you have to do as an adult, and then you retire, and then what do you do then? You're bored because you don't think you've got anything to do. Yes, you have got stuff to do, but why should you wait until retirement? This is what I mean. If you slow down and give equal amounts of time to home and work and leisure, and instead of racing around like an idiot and being overstimulated and run down and worn out, it won't be so bad. So that's life in the fast lane, lovelies. So have a good day. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Well, hello lovelies, and welcome to your daily dose of mind, body and soul Sunday vlogging. I hope you're all well. It is Sunday the 26th of March, and it's day 30-ish, something like that. So we're at the end of another week, lovelies. Another week. This week we've been looking at living life in the fast lane and what it does to us mentally, physically and spiritually. And as I've been trying to do some research on it, it's been a bit of an eye-opener, to be honest with you lovelies. It really has. Like I said at the beginning of the week, I don't think us as humans are designed to be living such a fast-paced life. Millions of years of evolution, and yes, we've learnt to adapt, but we don't cope very well with it. We're more designed to be hunter-gatherers, you know, farmsteading and things like that, a simpler life. The rat race clearly does not agree with us as humans. This week I've been keeping up with my steps, and I've been hitting almost just shy of 20,000 steps on a daily basis. I think there's probably been the odd day or two where I've not made it because, you know, I've not been able to take Lou out of an evening because it's rained, or one of us has not been very well, or whatever. But the step count is getting there. 6 months into being into this job, I'm now actually having an evening meal when I get home from work now, whereas my last job, because I worked funny shifts, I didn't have an evening meal. I just came home and lived off junk at 8-9 o'clock at night. But now I'm having an evening meal, and I'm finding that I don't need to have 9 o'clock suppers anymore. And I think because of that, when I got on the scales yesterday in boots, I nearly wet myself with excitement, lovelies. Don't ask me how I've done it, because I've no flipping idea. The only thing I can put it down to was the amount of walking I'm doing and not having a 9 o'clock supper. I've lost £3 this week. Last week I was 11 stone, 13 stone 11, and this week I'm 13 stone 8. So within a week I've lost £3, and it's the biggest weight loss I've had since the beginning of the year. Because I'd weigh myself and I'd put on £1, then I'd lose £1, then I'd put on £1, then I'd lose £1. But this week I lost £3. I was so happy about that, so happy. I felt like I've actually got somewhere this week. So hopefully we're going to try and keep up this good momentum and try and lose some more weight. Even if it's only a couple of pound, it's better than nothing. So lovelies, that's the end of our week 4. I don't know what we're doing for next week, week 5. I'm sure we'll find something that we can talk about. So I hope you've all had a fabulous week 4. And from me and Miss Wu, who's been very nosy, we're sending you all much love and many blessings, and please look after yourselves.